Don't touch them. Don't touch
There we
'em.
go.
Oh,
You've earned my animosity for the rest of my life.
yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi. We come back as we normally do with notes, comments, and a board. So let's go ahead and start with that board, where I have a board
Uh,
changelog, where I have changed the clan borders key to also have their banners, changed the colors around, so let me know if I've messed something up. I made a change I think I had to make considering the timeline and how confused things might be if I leave future information in the past side of the board. I
yes.
brought Jiswan rather, and Yan Li to the present and represented their current state as we know it there. Then I removed the state I had them in the past and changed it to reflect what's been represented in this episode. I marked Yan Li dead in the present, connected her with a blue line to Ziswan, and tied them together with Jin Lin. In the past, connected Jin Ziswan and Yan Li with a white line. I changed the white line between Wei Ying and Jin Ziswan to red. I added Jian Fangmian and connected him with a blue line to Jian Shang and Yang Li. I connected Wuzan to Yang Li with a green line, and I added Yu Ziyuan and connected her to Feng Mian with a blue line and to Wei Ying with a white line.
Hmm. Sorry, I should have made a note about this because I didn't notice. But there's something I'm going to say during the notes that I find intriguing. Could
Okay,
be
I thought you were
something,
going to
could
say
be
there was something
nothing.
wrong with the board.
No. I actually like the fact that you put the symbols in. Uh, Lotus flower, the clouds. This is a Yang clan is supposed to be a bull, I guess.
And it still has their location name on there as well. This is basically, not the last major update to the board, but on our way to episode 9, which is again where I left off on my solo thing. This
Yeah.
is generally how the board's going to look from now on. Adding the,
How many seasons does this show have? 3, 4, right? 36 episodes.
I'm not sure. There's a number.
I mean, of course there is a number. Let me double check real quick
Well, yeah,
without
I put
spoiling
that in my
myself.
category of stuff of technically not being wrong.
30 episodes.
Well, because there's also, see, I don't
No,
know what
there's
there's the chibi,
35.
if there's chibi series or not, or like,
Yeah, there's a chibi series. Yeah,
because I
which
know
have 30
there's
episodes.
Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation something like an additional something name that has other episodes. I mean, there are other seasons that's been indicated to us before by other people who are trying to give us spoilers, and I'm doing my best to be the wall,
To,
but
yeah,
I'm not really a
not to do
wall
it.
because you you have the ability to read all the comments that I'm trying not to bring up here.
I haven't found them, so yeah.
Well, you might also not have the same spoiler alarm that I do.
That's true.
Well, to notes.
Well, I have a few notes, folks, but I hope they are enlightening. I don't blame wuxian for what he did. Sichuan was being an arrogant brat, but that was one rule broken too many. He also says he must find his own path of cultivation away from the land. And I want to expand on that because one of the things that they say essentially is that the founder of the Land Clan basically was many things, but one of the things he was a musician. And I found that very interesting because we know in the future, Wuxian, Wuxian, uh, he uses a flute to do his own art of cultivation. So I'm thinking that maybe when he was developing it, he included techniques from what he learned, but little he learned from the Land Clan in the Cloud Recess into his own style.
I'll remind you, I had this note back in episode 1. Items. The ghost flute, Shengwing. I don't know if I'm saying that. It's a Q in there, so Shengwing. Missing. It's not known where that flute is.
Feng Shui, I think it is. But I could be completely wrong. I apologize if I am, by the way. Just trying. I'm trying.
Chenqing.
Yeah, it's like QIN is supposed to be more like Shin, which is where the term China comes from, the land of the Shin. But it's romanized QIN, not CHIN.
Sorry, I'm trying to. There were a number of names in Link Click. Link Click is also a Chinese animation
Yep.
that started with Q names, and I remember that they had the same sound as the X names.
Shin.
So I think it's like a she sound.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be
The
more of
problem
an
is
X sound.
it's been a while now since I watched Link Click, so I can't like trying to remember the names. It's like I can't even use an example in my head, but I remember it was. There's just a lot of letters or combinations of letters in the Chinese typography that just makes a sh noise. Put a sh and ch.
I mean, it's practice. It's that you learn by doing. It's most languages are like that. So it's we don't have the practice. Doesn't matter how much you know how much of the animation we watch. We're not going to get it. At least not immediately, of course. Asking a little too much of anyone, really. Which must be irritating if you're a native speaker and you're like, oh, they're getting it wrong, but I don't want to be a jackass and call them out on it too much.
Well, I mean, you've got a secondary problem
Because I
because if
know
you're
they're
not a
trying.
fluent native speaker and you're like listening
Yeah,
to us and then either doing like the new YouTube thing where he has the AI speaker speaking in your
yeah,
language, or you're reading the subtitles, you're hearing us speak a language you don't speak or speak very well, and you're hearing us say names that then are just going to fall into a bunch of other words that you're not going to know, and
yeah.
hope that the subtitles spelled it right. All right, well, my
I
note
guess it.
then.
Mhm.
Well, now we know why so many of the Lan clan can play musical instruments, following in the footsteps of their founder, Lan An. Funny enough, the one thing Quirin doesn't say that he was humble, given the lavish praise heaped on their ancestor. I wonder if they actually know the identity of Lanan's wife, or if the one is just a moniker given to protect their identity or anonymity. No idea why that would be the case. Maybe they came from another clan than the Lan clan, would not care to associate with their history. Either way, it's noteworthy.
I mean, yeah, that's interesting. Why they would call the one with both reverence, but also why not? It's as if like he found the one, but at the same time, why not give her a name?
Buddha had a love interest, didn't he?
Well, he was when he was a prince. Yeah, he was supposed to marry
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
but
but did
after
they
that,
name her?
yes.
Okay. I thought
But
maybe
then
this might have
Buddha,
been following like a Buddhist tradition or something, but if they named the Buddha's love interest before he gave up everything.
he went to the path of enlightenment and became the Buddha,
Yeah,
right?
sure,
So
sat
yeah,
under a tree forever, as you do.
Mhm.
The Buddha, Sir
Yeah,
Isaac Newton, just tree sitters.
yeah.
Well, remember, Sir Isaac Newton was God's gift, and now Buddha is a
Oh
god.
yes,
I mean, not in his own religion, mind you, but he is a god in Hinduism. That's how you know you made it. You start your own religion, and somebody else makes you a god.
yeah. Because technically, Buddhism itself doesn't have any gods, but it is highly syncretic. So as it traveled eastward, and that's why you have the journey to the west, because it's literally from China going back to the roots of Buddhism in India. Um, it it was and is flexible enough to absorb and accommodate existing religions. So it tends to be highly syncretic
Not
in
too
that
different from
sense.
Christianity, which also just is an amalgamation of other religions' dates and stuff.
My next note. We have the cloud recesses, and now we have the Lotus Cove of Yunmen. Right? The cloud recesses of Gozu, and now the Lotus Cove of Yunmen.
Yeah, I mean, they covered where their homes are early on.
Yeah, but
That's why if you look on the
we haven't
board,
seen them, and I don't want to go back into the which point of view. Well,
that's
I'm
the
not
same.
going to
If you
go
look
into
at the
that.
board, that's why the names of their home locations have been on the board the entire time because they gave it to us early. except for the one on there that's apparently not a clan. Everyone's been willing to point that out to me every time. Speaking of that backstory, they mention how he traveled the world cultivating, and they've yet to really go into what cultivation is. By context, I actually thought it meant the rooting out of evil spirits at first, but then I remembered Lanzan saying that he was cultivating in that pool Wei Ying met him in, so it can't be that. Since the zombie incident and the golden ball we got flashed with, I have to think that cultivation must be seeking enlightenment and awakening something inside. As spiritual energy seems to be a thing that can be harnessed and used, it stands to reason that there must be exercises and such that one could do to grow stronger in such things. Thus, cultivation, my interpretation of what's been presented, anyways.
I mean, the expansion and strengthening of your core body and soul, strengthening through the chi, right? So,
Want to
yeah,
remind you, lessons, this is past me talking to you.
I know.
You're
But I'm
talking,
commenting on your present
yeah,
you.
well, present me knows more than past me does. What you're doing, lessons, is you're looking into the telescope and talking to the stars in the sky. Those stars, long dead, probably.
My next note, talking about cultivation, I suppose. Well, that explains why wuxian is so strong. If he trained with stone weights day in and day out, I bet that was Ji Yuan's favorite punishment for wuxian. But she doesn't like him.
I don't know, there's a special property of that area, it seems like. It's
What
also
do you
very
mean,
hot.
special bro? Oh, well, yeah.
Well, they were sweating and the sweat was hitting the ground or whatever, and it was steaming,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem to be as hot anywhere else. Like, I don't think you would have, I don't know. I live in Florida. So Jin Zizwan isn't happy to discuss his engagement with Yan Li to the point of walking away from his fellow clansmen, still hate saying that, when they talk about women. I guess that's the respectful thing to do, considering the contempt I have for him as a character. It could have been worse. You know, until he did go and run his mouth anyways. We already know that he doesn't like the Jian clan for some reason, per his conversation in earlier episodes where he told Wei Ying to keep them away from him. He also suggests that Yang Li has a thing for Wei Ying. I don't know if it's just meant to be an insult or if there is actually something there yet. Wei Ying has said that there are beautiful women there in the past, so it could have been a hint towards his consideration of Yang Li, I suppose. And not for nothing, he does act awful familiar with her, more so than, say, an adoptive brother might.
Yeah. I think I have a note about that, but not yet. Uh, for all the talk of impudence, Mistress Yang sure is outspoken. I guess it's okay when you're the one in charge, eh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh, she basically calls out Wuxian, all the time, like, oh, he's mischievous, he's making trouble, he's impudent. That's the word that the translation uses. But the way she speaks and the way it's like it puts her husband in a position like, this is pretty uncomfortable. Maybe you shouldn't be saying these things out loud, right? So, but she seems to be the one in charge, so she gets away with it, right? She can be as loud and
Well,
abusive.
yeah.
Yeah,
And why wouldn't she be?
yeah.
She has the authority and position to do that, so makes sense to me. Also, not for nothing, my waifu. Look, she's indicated that she's not happy with her married life. Is all I'm saying. Is it seems to be. We can clear this table.
Yeah, well, they give their husband two children, so
So you're saying there's a chance. The last time we were at the ancestral shrine, we were seeing Lanzan and Wei Ying getting their punishments. So when we transitioned back there after Wei Ying got into a fight in the middle of Lan Kurin talking about their clan's ancestor, I just expected we would be seeing more of that. No clue why we didn't, other than maybe Wei Ying just got expelled, which is why his adoptive father came to talk to Lan Kuran, and also why Wei Ying didn't go back to Guso with Jian Sheng.
yeah, makes perfect sense. That and he was also killing ants for some reason, or stirring them up. I don't know which was. This feels less like a loveless arranged marriage and more like a one-sided affair. Talking about the marriage
Well, it's
between,
a political marriage,
yeah, but
as is
feels like,
indicated what happened to Feng Ming and Zizwan.
yeah.
Not Zizwan.
No, that's what I'm talking. I'm talking
Si
about Feng
Yuan.
Mian and what's her name? Oh,
Oh, I thought you were talking about Yang Li and Zizwan.
no, that hasn't happened yet.
Well, I mean, it will look
Uh,
like that, I
yeah,
imagine.
yeah, Feng Mian and Si Juan. Uh,
I mean, it just leans into your comment being right then. The element that I thought you were talking about somebody else, and then I said, "Oh yeah, just kind of like that other two." And you're like, "That's who I am talking about." And it's like, "Well, then I agree with you."
yeah, like he seems to be very much in love with her, but she's like, I know what
I
you're
don't know if
trying to
he
do,
is.
but
He might just be trying to live out the expectation of what he's supposed to be. Like, I'm supposed to be in love with you, so I'm gonna do the things you're expected to do. And then she's like, "I know why you're doing this. I don't think this is right. We're not in love with one another." Just showing up, uh, and bringing roses all the time.
not
Maybe
enough.
maybe works for the first couple of times, but then if that's all you do,
Yeah, it's not enough. Not by a long shot.
I couldn't help but pick up on a sense of sadness in Jian Chang's eyes when Jian Fengmin stood up for Wei Ying. Wei Ying clearly looked excited, but what I would typically describe as Chang's exasperated face. I don't know, it just looked like something more disheartening. I will say,
Yeah,
if you didn't pick up on that, to pay attention to Jian Chang in the background. Not for nothing, we know he's like out to kill the guy in the future,
yeah,
but it keeps seeing anytime Wei Ying is in the forefront doing
mhm,
something and Jian Chang is
yeah,
in the shot, Jian
yeah.
Chang is giving something in the back always.
I think he's proud of his brother, adopted brother. Whether you know,
I just told you he had a sense of sadness, and you're like, pride, pride is what I'm getting from this guy. Literally, his adoptive father is come to speak up in
yeah,
defense of him.
yeah.
And how many times have we seen anything regarding Jian Chang and his dad?
Well, since this is the first time we met him, it's the no, number zero.
Yeah.
And in fact,
Yeah, but I'm saying in the first
Sichuan,
contact.
uh, Sichuan actually calls him out on it. You how many you stood for him, but not for your own son.
Right. And as I said, he looks sad in the background of scenes. You're saying he's taking pride in his adopted brother, and I'm saying he looks like the older brother, I want to say. The older brother when the new son comes around and they don't get paid attention to anymore.
Oh yeah, well that's jealousy.
Yeah, I don't know if this is jealousy. I'm seeing sadness. Like I said, this is the first time past me noticed this shit. And I'm saying, without spoilers, other than the element that we know what happens in the future, that they have an antagonist relationship, he fucking kills him. We know that. So just keep an eye on him. When he's not in the forefront and he's in the background but still in the scene, he's doing work. They're still
Yeah, yeah.
animating him.
My second to last note. Something must have changed because we know that Yang Li and Zijuan do marry and have a son.
You mean something must not have changed?
No, but remember something had changed because the father went to break up their arranged marriage. So I guess they got back together again,
No, I mean that was
or
handled
the
by the end of
mother.
the episode. The mother was like,
Yeah,
"No, we're gonna keep doing this." Dude's whipped. Dude's whipped and not a very good clan leader, as I keep indicating. She is the good clan leader. He's the better parent. Well, I guess that to be argued, as per my previous note about Jian Chang looking sad in the background. He's the better adoptive parent? But yeah, no, I mean, the element is that they were engaged to be married, and then the episode happened, and they're still engaged to be married, which is the point of nothing changed.
oh, I thought that the marriage had been broken up.
He said
She
he
complained
discussed the
about it.
thing, and then she said that she'd also been talking. Like, he said, I discussed with the father, and she's like, well, I've been talking with the mother. So literally nothing comes of that conversation. And not for nothing, she's the one who's acting on the authority of the clan, and he is doing nothing, apparently. The problem with Fang Mian's coddling of the disciples training at the drilling grounds, I imagine, isn't so much one of his own making. For one thing, they are a specialized group of people that does an exceptionally hard and life-threatening duty in the region that they live in. That requires training, I imagine, to do so reliably and safely. So in that, he is just wrong. But the other element, of which he couldn't yet know the severity, but we, the audience, do, is that what lies over the horizon in the future with the coming deaths and battles. These people will want all the training they can get before the war that is to come gets here.
Yeah.
Because we
But
know from
again,
episode 1
hindsight,
there's going to be a
yeah,
giant war.
hindsight is 2020.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but I'm saying that he's coddling the disciples, you know. She is
yeah,
actively trying to train them and make them the best of what they can be. And he's like, let it go. As I said, he's a bad clan leader. He's a good parental figure, which is not what you want in a clan leader, he said, next to an open window, as loud as he possibly could. We just keep shouting clan leader and wonder how long this house is going to be not on fire.
and now we have a tournament arc in the land of Nevernight, Keisha, and the domain of the Wen clan. That's my last note because
As
that's
I
what the
said
episode
before,
closes on.
when we first heard about the Wen clan, not we, like when I first heard about it, independently of watching it with you, I thought the Wen clan was going to be somebody that I was going to enjoy. You know how I like villains and whatnot.
Yeah.
So far, fuck the Wen
Oh.
clan. I'm not like giving out spoilers, but don't like those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them. Maybe one of them, and I'm gonna fucking learn to hate him. But maybe one of them. I guess Jin Juswan's father was at Goso, and we never got to see him, as Feng Mian implies that he talked to him there about Yang Li and Juswan's engagement. It really feels like Feng Mian is a good father, but a bad clanner. Sorry, this is the first note I wrote that, even though I've talked about it 100 times. I can see both sides of him, strength and weakness. He's doing what would be right were he not making decisions that mattered for his entire clan. As Zuan points out, there is a political element to this engagement that goes beyond just love. In the same way that Feng Mian stepped in to protect the disciples from discipline, he is protecting his daughter's feelings at the cost of clan strength. Ziwan is clearly better for the clan than her husband is, even if the truth of their marriage is disappointingly loveless. Well, at least from Ziwan's side, I get the sense that Mian does love her, so I guess past me agrees with you, disagrees with current me. It is interesting that Feng Mian is the one that brought Wei Ying to the clan, plus the implied care he has for him above that of his own son. Clearly something that will drive a wedge in that relationship in the future, I'm sure. Heck, might also explain that look I commented about earlier.
Yeah. Now, the question is because okay, he brought him into the clan and made him his adopted son, but we don't know why though. Do we? Or did I miss something? You might know because you watch more episodes, but
I don't know.
maybe, yeah. Could he be the son? Not could he be a little half brother to his and not so adopted? I
My
mean, it's a
problem is
loveless
that what I
marriage.
would just suspect is I don't know if I'm suspecting it based on future information or not. I legitimately don't know, but it
Yeah,
also could be an element that any suspicion I might have on the matter could be informed by something I'm just not recalling. And I would
yeah,
hate to be like, oh, I think it might be this, and then find out it's something I actually already knew. You know, the idea like, um, if you're in Hollywood and somebody pitches you a movie idea at a restaurant, you
hmm,
can't then make a similar movie because somebody like
yeah.
that's my idea. You got that from me.
Uh huh.
You have to go through the actual channels to propose that shit. Otherwise, legally, you've ruined that now. I can't make that now.
I mean, we already know that bastardly is a thing because Xuan Yu was the bastard son of the clan leader of the Mo clan. So
Yeah, but that didn't mean anything.
no, well,
There
it
was
meant
like,
that he
I mean, like, there's no
downgrade.
benefit to it.
He got downgraded to being just a servant to her aunt, right, and being abused by them because he was thought
Well,
of being
legitimately, then there was no benefit to it.
no benefit, but it could be a
He
situation
literally
where he
became
says
Cinderella,
adopted.
according to you. The story of the beginning of modaozushi is Chinese Cinderella.
I mean,
Instead
it
of
could be
a fairy godmother, there was demonic possession.
no, but I mean,
Oh, and instead
what I
of
would
three little rats who talked about him, it was three desires carved into my arm.
yeah. No, but I'm trying to say that it could be a situation where because he was in a loveless marriage, Feng Mian stepped out on his wife, had a kid. There's like, oh, by the way, I found this kid in a mission against some spirits. He was homeless, and I'm gonna adopt him or something. Yeah.
I doubt that. I doubt that mostly from the aspect of I think that would have gotten mentioned immediately when we talked about this as a loveless marriage. I think that's the kind of shit that you would get like thrown in your face. Yan Li says that Jiswan is full of charisma. I still gotta ask, how? For one thing, she's only met him a few times when they were younger. I doubt he was a bastion of charisma as a child. Every time we've met him, he's been cold and uptight. Doesn't seem like that changes when he's not on camera. I have to think Yan Li just has an idealized version of him in her head because she knows this arranged marriage is going to happen and is trying to make the best of the situation. I hope the stabbing we saw in flashback isn't going to be something stupid, like Jiswan is jealous of Wei Ying and kills her to take something away from him. What we've established her, just gives me that vibe that something horrible from this guy is on its way. All right. Hold on a sec. We've got a comment, but I didn't write it down. I've got to pull it from the page, which means finding the right tab. From Sarah Linda, from the Patreon, from the episode Going Home. Not a faux pas. I'm trying to choose examples from any culture/media that you and anyone else who reads these comments might be more familiar with, so you can see the similarities or associate them with something you already have a grasp of. Explaining one Chinese cultural thing with another Chinese cultural thing when you don't know many Chinese cultural things would be a waste of time and effort. For me as well, I'm not Chinese or Japanese and have only researched some things relating to this story/this style of Chinese novels. I'm an American who happens to have a Korean mother and has always been into history, dabbling in many different types of Asian culture/media. I could maybe have used wuxia as an example, but they are more like Ronin with no social standing. Some cultivators can be clanless wanderers, but none of our main characters are. Or Taoist warrior monks. Have we all watched Kung Fu with David Carradine, lol? Yes, I'm Gen X. With almost none of the restrictions of Taoist monks, aside from the Lan clan. Maybe there is another Chinese example I'm not aware of. I'm not a D&D player, and have not played a bunch of Chinese-themed video games either. If there is, let me know. To add my 2 cents to your long-winded diversion into cultural perspective, while a novel written in first-person perspective or limited third-person would only give us Wei Wuxian's opinions of how the Lan clan as a whole functions, a show like this one has shown us a lot of how the Lan clan operates through visuals and scenes with other Lan clan members that don't include Wei Wuxian, and a set of overall tone/vibe for it as a very temple-like, serene, quiet, strict. We aren't seeing things only through his eyes, we are following him with the ability to see and hear everything going on around him. We can make our own opinions about the Lan clan that are not necessarily shaped by only him. We can infer that the Jiang clan is different by how Wei Wuxian makes some comparisons, yes, and how his actions incur wrath, frustration, irritation, punishment. But when we get to the capital of the Jiang clan, Lotus Pier, it doesn't seem like he's very representative of them either. Plus, Jian Chang is always scolding him no matter where they are. He's certainly more indulged there, but he's mentioned plenty of past punishments. So we'll have to wait and see more of their home base to make proper comparisons. Wei Wuxian is, like many protagonists, an outsider in many ways, as shown clearly by his black/red clothes that don't match anyone else's uniforms, which means he gives us a unique perspective into everything and everyone he encounters. He is special, doesn't fit into his clan's ideal or typical box, and he is not blood related to any of them. This means his perspective is biased only by his unique experiences, not as an insider raised and trained exclusively to fit in or to represent the Jiang clan as a whole. Many of the characters aren't called by their names very often. They all use honorifics according to how they relate to each other. Shiji is what Wei Wuxian calls Yang Li, which means something like older sister, but in regards to trained by the same master, not sister by blood, which is a different word, Jiji, that Jiang clan would use for her, and the fandom collectively refers to Jian Ziyun as Madame Yu. Yu is her family name before the marriage because she just has that vibe, lol, and it sounds badass. I want to bring up one thing here. Quite clearly, Sarah Linda, you did not watch the entire episode because your last note there is literally, I brought that up, I went back and I read your old comment, 2 lessons specifically for this.
Yeah.
There's a copy and paste, basically, of their previous comment, which I already read to you, as proof that I did not forget that you wrote it the first time, Sarah Linda.
They agree with me, so that's all that matters.
Also, I mentioned this in literally a direct response to the note. That's not what David Carradine's known for anymore.
Oh. Are you talking about David Carradine or his brother, late brother?
David Carradine's the one who jerked off while choking himself.
I think that was his brother, though.
Nope, you want to look it up? Look it up. I'll give you the time.
No.
Just type autoerotic.
No.
Just keep going.
No. Fine. You know what? Even if I'm right, I don't.
I mean, you're not right though.
Okay. I said even.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not. This isn't like one of those. I'm egging you on things. This is one of those. I was there when everyone was making fun of this. I remember. David Carradine may have had a legacy. We're not talking about his Superman speech in Kill Bill anymore. Sorry, Kill Bill Volume 2, if you want to be really pedantic about it. We're talking about his love of the game.
Yeah.
You know, when you're an addict, you watch till the end. But yeah, no, obviously, I really don't. It's unfortunate that our debate about point of view went on for so long. I was not a good faith actor in that argument.
I'm going to say less.
Nothing else? Nothing else about the 7 paragraphs?
Nope. No. I already said what I wanted to say.
6 paragraphs. All right. Well, I guess with nothing left to do, let's go ahead and hop on in and see what we get from this episode.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I'll be honest, I never watched Kung Fu. I saw the intro to it when it was on TNT back in the day, but I think in my head it was competing for space with the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Well, there's the original Kung Fu, and then there's the
Legend Continues. Yes, I know.
I
am also of that era.
Yeah.
Both of them aired on TNT.
Yeah.
which I believe also aired, as I just previously mentioned, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., which is probably what I was keeping in mind. It's either that or I was watching TNG, which was also airing at the time. Definitely would not have been Voyager yet.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't
wow.
Voyager,
Yeah,
that means Babylon 5 wasn't out yet. Or it wasn't out on also a very specialized channel. Again, plastics.
I know you mentioned this before, but I guess I never really was paying attention to the intro itself and how much it really, it spoils future events. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're saying
I'm
that
giving you
literally have no
credit where credit is
context for
due.
what we're looking at.
True.
You have
I'm
to
giving you
like
credit
add
where
the
it's
context.
due.
So I think there are a lot of openings in anime do that.
Yeah.
Like without context, you have no idea what's happening. I like the ones that add stuff as stuff goes on. Like,
yeah, no, this one seems to be so far the same.
Openings that change in very small ways that you don't realize until you're at the end of the season. It's like, wait a second, this is different from the first episode.
哎呀，这岐山温室怎么走来走去都长一个样？要是有人能指一下路就好了。
The navigation skills of Zoro from One Piece.
弦音刚劲，破空有力，这是哪位善士的好手？
Wen Ning.
好剑法啊！好哦，好险！
Oh, he can do the arrow catch. Okay.
别那么紧张嘛。
Which shouldn't be
你是我们
possible.
家哪位公子？箭射的太好了，我还从未见过你们家的箭射的这么……对不起。
I mean, clearly you should have better archery considering he almost shot you.
Yeah.
Which is also a stupid move. Somebody does
Yeah,
that,
but
you
yeah,
don't
good
full
looking.
body turn.
Yeah.
罢了罢了。
Again, he's pretty strong.
复杂的，射箭场的入口到底在哪儿啊？那个。
Would you call me?
Yeah, I know what you said.
多谢。
I'm gonna ignore it.
在下云梦江氏魏婴，字无羡，敢问公子大名？岐山温室温宁，字琼林。
I'd say they probably have the third best clan colors.
Red and gold. It's
It's
pretty.
red and white, I think. It's supposed to be.
跑哪儿了？我差点迷路。
Is the element that my guy, his colors aren't a clan color, they're his colors, so I can't say his are number one, because I would.
果然气派。
I think probably the Ni clan has the best colors, the black and gold. Then the Jiangs with the purple and black, or purple and whatever dark color that is.
真假不过温家人一张嘴巴。倒是这鼓啊，
And then, your classic white and gold. Or white and red, rather.
怎么想要啊？放心，等探得哪里有上古凶兽。
And yes, anticipate a lot of commentary about what the fuck that thing behind them is. The thing that nobody's talking about, the Stargate that's going on over here.
Yeah, magical barrier or some stuff.
I'm still mad at you.
家好歹同窗一场，没必要这么冷淡嘛。
接过。
抢啊！
He can be barely polite to him. It's like, yes, I can be polite to this jackass.
你莫额歪了。
Uh-oh. The equivalent of your shoes being untied.
Yeah.
南陵金氏、云梦江氏、清河聂氏宗主，乌苏兰氏蓝启仁先生入席。
大
And one of these is presumably the father of our bastard from the future.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's angry.
Well, I mean, look at it. You put us on a level below you. What's that supposed to mean?
息怒，四大家族与岐山温氏向来只分主客，同排并席。如今这姓温的
Oh.
都摆出一副仙门。
Yeah, it's like being moved from the round table
温若
to a
寒
table
生
below the
kids.
round table.
又在
Yeah, to the
北疆
kids'
收
table,
得
basically.
三将，百年仙门归附，实力庞大至此，自是不愿再与你我虚与委蛇下去。哼，正好，聂某也厌烦了这强做和珅的虚套。聂宗主，冷静些。我知你这些年来一直想替父雪恨，但岐山温氏基业庞大，铲除异己的手段又向来狠厉。为了清和聂氏，还需忍耐一二。
That's what's his name's dad.
是啊，聂宗主何必动怒？不如坐下，好好喝上一杯。
He looks like a haughty bastard.
眼下这情势，
I mean, he's at the seat closest to the Wen guys.
我倒是更好奇，温若寒
I don't know if that means anything.
何人在你我之上？
请温二公子入席。
Oh, yeah, he has the face of evil.
江宗主，这谜底你可满意？
温朝这厮，还真当自己是仙门百家的少主啊！哼，这座此安排，岐山温氏显然正是此意。
Oh, that explains it.
崩，大乱之兆。
Well, he's sitting on the same level
he-
as they are.
Yeah.
恭迎宗主。
Ruhan. He's the one that I said might be one I'd be willing to look over only because he's a cool character.
Hmm.
But I anticipate I'm gonna hate as much as the rest of them. Don't think you can back that up.
都起来吧。
Everyone dies eventually. Although to be fair, our main character does come back to life, so maybe
南
not.
正己卯年，岐山清谈盛会社议大会开始。
I believe that's the shot that I got my board image from. The quick pan back of the camera
开阵。
to the gold home world.
石林内剑法千余，凶灵把战百数。
Yeah, so it was a barrier, so I can spin.
者胜。
Oh, they called it an array.
射空，生黑焰退场。入场。哎，等等，那个谁？
啊，
最后那个。
温宁，
啊，对，温宁，他怎么在那里啊？他一个旁支又旁支的温姓，谁选他进来的？瞧他那样，他拉得开弓吗？赶紧他边上去，别丢了我岐山温氏的颜面。
谁说他拉
I mean, he's the only one with shoulder pads.
他不但拉得开，而且射得很好。
你是会无限，听说你剑术不错，
射几只山鸡准
Who's they?
那你今日可得小心了。
I mean, from our perspective, he's the main character. Who's talking about Wei Wuzan?
梦的蠢山鸡待在那儿让你射。温宁啊，
啊，
你射箭好，射一个来看看。
Now that he's nervous, won't be able to shoot
He
straight.
hid from one person. Now he's in front of everybody.
Yeah.
放松，你刚才射的不是挺好的？
Yeah, that was.
好啊，射得好啊，还愣着干什么？
刚才又紧张了，不用太过在意。你剑法极好，真的。我见过的所有世家子弟里，比你好的绝对不超过3个。啊，这个就没你说的好。啊！
I'm gonna kill you。
其实没什么好紧张的，多在人前练练就习惯了。下次一定可以让人刮目相看。
你哪来那么多废话？还不快滚去入场！
知道了。
I mean, to be fair, if you get nervous around people all the time, then you might not be that good.
I mean, you're good. I mean, skill
You're
is
the
one thing.
you're the mystery man guy. I can be invisible when no one's watching. You know, well, you might as well just be invisible then, because
咱们兵分2路，一会儿在出口处会合。哎，我说，你这带的都是些什么路啊？
少废话，跟上就行。
Ouch. Yeah, that's why I would hate to go into that small space.
well, just him not paying
I'm a bit
attention.
claustrophobic, yeah. Just a bit.
我绝对不会出去乱说的。
你给我闭嘴！
See, every time he takes his eye off of the target. Also, I wouldn't be claustrophobic about that. I've been in situations recently that have made me actually claustrophobic.
快，酋长，
Like Man in the Iron Mask levels of claustrophobic.
这就是凶灵把。
They start saying reunion, and you hear the Sephiroth theme play, and you're
Yeah.
in trouble.
Yeah, these are not simple targets, that's for sure.
In fact, they are.
Huh?
Simple targets. This is what they're sent in here to
usually
do.
targets don't move.
No, they do if you're a cultivator.
Lost your nerve there. I haven't, didn't you?
See? Simple target.
不用谢。
See, this is part of the competition. That's what they're sent in here to do. They said there's a number of spirits here. That's why the barrier was up.
贵宗子弟剑术实在了得，这回恐怕
He also looks very
又是贵宗夺魁了吧？
金宗主说笑了，未到结束，一切都不是定数。
Also, your son's an asshole.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Two against 1. Oh. Showing up
I
in your
mean,
own.
I know I'm going to have a future note about this, so I'm going to say it here because it just happened. Jian Shang should be out. He missed his shot. He should be out of the competition.
刚开场就折了5人。
You're supposed to be dick riding, my dude. You're not doing it very well.
Hmm.
Again, he's sitting next to the platform, which
Yes,
has to be
He's the
preferred
one that
position.
sucks up the most, yeah.
Seems like that's what he was doing right up until that moment. Where he's the one who commented on 5 Wen disciples being eliminated.
父亲，请与孩儿入场一战。
What is he planning?
I mean, I imagine he's already breaking the rules by entering when everyone else has already gone in.
Target seeking arrows. Nice.
I mean, if your sword can have a spear in it, why couldn't your arrow?
Or you can just punch him, I guess, suppose.
There's also the element that his arrow got faster in
温家
midair.
书明吧， 也没什么大不了的嘛。
Oh, that was cheating. Stealing someone else's last kill.
哎，无限，我既然来了，就由不得你们再嚣张。
I mean, it might just be part of the competition.
What, stealing the last kill?
It's not stealing. Legitimately, it's whoever gets the kill. Conceivably, you could just do it to him.
But if he's not firing any arrows, then
He's gonna get attacked by a bunch of spirits. See, he missed. He should be out. See? Black one. Black means out.
承让。
魏无羡，你
敢问温二公子是否眼疾？如此醒目的退场标识，温二公子竟然瞧不见。
See, he missed, he's out. We saw Jian Cheng miss, so Jian Cheng should also be out.
二公子难道要自怀规矩吗？哼，规矩，我就是规矩。
Prototype for Judge Dredd.
自己家定的规矩，还不是仗着自己姓温呗，上梁不正下梁歪。
嗯，你说什么？不要，小心！
Oh, wow.
So deflected the
And he
3
got
arrows, and when one of the deflected arrows takes out the target.
你们，
So you just ignore the fact you tried to kill one of us?
Wasn't he the guy who was at the pier?
No. I don't think so.
He looks like him though.
Well, I don't think that guy was that old. This guy's definitely older than that guy. Also, he wasn't at the pier. He was standing on a cliffside looking down at the pier.
Don't touch him. Don't. Touch
There we
him.
go.
Oh,
You've earned my animosity for the rest of my life.
yeah. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
不好意思啊，我真的不是故意的。给你，你重新系上吧。
Uh-oh.
这是一条木鹅吗？蓝湛这是怎么了？
I mean, you invaded his personal space that way, so yeah.
I don't often think about things by
by
going like this.
Yeah.
You're gone angry at me, so I won't just smell my finger.
他提前离场了。
Yeah, you ruined his fucking day.
撤掉他木鹅以后，
不就是一条木鹅吗？有必要这么生气？
谁不知道兰家人多宝贝他们的木鹅？你真是不作死就手痒。蓝忘机，铁定恨死你。
And bad enough he had to be consoled about it by another clan member.
玄正己卯年，岐山清坛盛会社议大会，一甲云梦江氏魏无羡。
啊？
See, look at that. Jian Chang excited, and then it goes into the foreground for him to look disappointed.
二甲姑苏蓝氏蓝曦臣，三甲兰陵金氏金子轩，四甲姑苏蓝氏蓝忘基。
Fourth place, and he dropped out early.
厉害呀！啊，那蓝忘机提前离场，都拿了第4啊！
哎，关键是那温家，在自家的地头，4甲都不入。
To be fair, they lost 5 guys at the very beginning.
都闭嘴！
Oh, that's not ominous.
But the winds of change.
Yeah.
很好，4大家族果然是人才辈出啊！此间比赛已了，文某先行告退。各位宗主，慢饮吧。恭送温宗主。
人都起来吧。
温宗主明显不快了。 我等在岐山这般出风头，恐有近忧啊！
人不轻狂枉少年，仙门百
Not
家
really.
还得靠眼前的这些年轻人。况且以后之事，谁又能说得准呢？
Except when you've been in the future and seen what happened. So it kind of hits.
Well, I mean, we know
we don't
the
know how
broad
we
strokes.
get there, though.
Yeah, we know the broad strokes. We don't know.
Yeah.
I will say, again,
Mm-hmm.
not spoil anything. This is the start of the show changing course. I felt like.
Oh.
You're gonna miss the wistful days when we would get on our knees and be beaten by evil.
It's gonna get much darker.
Well, I mean, again, from episode 1, we know how dark it gets.
Yeah, there's gonna be a war against the Wen clan. Yeah.
Well, I mean that, yeah, but also our main character dying, everyone that he's surrounded by right now turning against him. Yeah. A certain somebody getting stabbed.
Yeah. I suspect what's going to happen is, I don't know how much you know about this, that his new form of cultivation is the one thing that's going to turn the tide against the Wen clan because they're so strong, right?
We know that. We know that from episode 1.
Yeah.
That he leads the charge against the Wen clan before everyone turns on him. I mean, we don't know that's because of his cultivation thing, but we kind of it's the name of the show, for one thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big old leap to say that's the cause. And no, I don't know that as a certainty. That's not something I've seen. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think it's implied by episode 1. Also, the show doesn't have it next time on, so don't be waiting for it.
Yeah, I know.
It's only like one episode so far that's had a thing after the credits, and that was the bunny one. So I don't remember if any of the future ones do, but
could be, could be a thing.
What's it saying? I don't remember any of the future ones do. I'm gonna say no. But it's not. I don't think Link clicked it either. I just don't think Donghua have next time ons.
Probably not.
Well, yeah, because usually if there's something after the credits, it's an epithet on what had happened, or here's a little bit of extra story. It's never here's what's coming next.
Interesting. The fact that this guy also casually would just try to murder somebody, like just because he got pissed off in front of everybody else, right?
And nobody did anything.
The hideout, huh?
And nobody did anything
except for Langshan.
Well, no. Nobody did anything.
Oh, to punish him, yeah, but to stop him.
Well, I don't care about stopping him. The element is if he had killed a guy or not killed a guy, nothing happened.
Nobody lifted a finger, yeah. Not even his own people. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
Well, of course they're not. He's the son of the Lord.
Yeah.
And they seem to worship that guy, given the fact they all got on their hands and knees and said, "Our Lord will live forever." Or will outlive the earth, or something like that. Whatever they say.
Yeah. All the way to the ends of the earth and air, the sky and earth, yeah. Yeah, pretty good episode. I liked it. Like the competition was pretty interesting as well, right? The sort of spirits are, you have to hunt them down with your bow and arrow, and um, not surprised that Wuxian was the strongest, the best, or second really, because if Lanshan had stayed, then he probably would have beaten too.
I mean, one assumes he
Yeah.
was number 4 at halfway through.
So good episode all around. It's going to be a good way to dig into next time the notes and see the specifics.
It's all your thoughts.
Yep.
All right. Well, with all that said, then once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?